Episode 181. Today we recap what's happening down on the farm and sit down with current Greensboro Grasshoppers pitcher, Peyton Stumbo. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates, can they let me run the base? Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Or the steak by the plate, sending case after case. Run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Welcome back to another episode of Down on the Farm. We've got a lot to talk about today. Some All-Star Game news. We're a week closer to the draft and some promotions to announce as well.
A lot of promotions. One that we've been talking about a lot has happened as Merlin Valdez and Omar Alfonso promoted to Double-A Altoona. Let's talk about that real quick because we always harp on the lower levels having all the bats right now. They've done something right at that level just from looking at it, videos, box scores, tools. There's some guys that can slug down there. Whether that's going to translate to the next level, we're going to see. And how do you find that out? By moving guys throughout the system. And I can't think of two guys that deserve a promotion more than is Merlin Valdez and Omar Alfonso right now, the way that they've hit the ball this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially as Merlin Valdez with 20 homers, hitting 300 in Greensboro so far. I mean, he's only 21 years old and he's getting a taste of Double-A. So I think this is going to be a real test for him. I'm excited to see what he does this week in Altoona. And Omar Alfonso too. He's got some power behind the dish. Does he stay back there? I don't know. But another bat that has performed at Greensboro this year, and it also just gives more opportunity in Greensboro to some guys. I mean, these are obviously much-deserved promotions, but Will Taylor, Lonnie White can play every day in the outfield. You've got Connor Griffin can playing outfield and shortstop. You got Javi Rivas at third and short. So still you got some guys that can play a little bit of everywhere there and maybe playing out of position for now. But that aside, I'm really excited to see what Valdez and Alfonso do in Altoona, the team that's kind of, I want to say struggled offensively recently, but there has been some guys that have gone on a little bit of a slump there since we were in Altoona.
Tamar's doing pretty well.
Tamar is doing well. Yes.
Tamar's doing well. I think they got off to a hotter start, at least than they did last year. Because if you remember last year's Altoona team, they were on the struggle bus for pretty much the entire year. But excited to see what Valdez and Alfonso do because Greensboro, as we've talked with many players on this podcast, and I'm sure we'll talk with Stumbo about it, it's a bandbox. Yeah. You can hit the ball out there fairly easily. Yeah. And Altoona, not so much. It's a pretty deep ballpark. So if that power translates, then we know it's real. And then it's just going to be fine-tuning and trying to get these guys up and become legitimate prospects. So super excited. We're going to have to get out to Altoona maybe again before the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely an intriguing place, even more intriguing than it was when we went. And, we got a question from a member of Just Baseball and friend out in Altoona, Jay Staff, today saying, what do you guys think about Connor Griffin getting a taste of Altoona this year? And I lean no. I think they're going to be a little bit more conservative. He's still 19 and he's going to, finish the year in Greensboro, I think, maybe go on a little bit of a playoff push there, but not even so much that. Like, they've already been aggressive with him, getting him to Greensboro. I think they want to see what he can do to finish off the year there. I could see him starting next year in Double-A, but he's still really young for the level that he's at. I don't think they're going to, just knowing the Pirates, I haven't seen a guy like this in the system, like ever, but there's no precedent for what they're going to do with him. But they tend to be more conservative. They've been aggressive with him already. I would bet on him staying in Greensboro to finish the year.
I believe if he starts in Altoona next year, he'll still be 19.
Yeah, I mean he's incredibly young for every level. He'll be young when he debuts. So I don't think there's a need. Like, you can keep pushing him and challenging him, but he's only been in Greensboro a couple weeks.
Yeah, and he's torn. He hasn't missed a beat. So let him succeed there, and eventually he's going to go through some lulls, but It's a process, man. It's a process. Let's talk about what's happening down on the farm. But before we do, shout out to our partners over at Rhythm. Scott, gambling, it's difficult. But if you do the right work, research, all of that, it could go well for you, but that takes a long time. That's time and effort out of your day. You're working a 9 to 5 already. You don't have time for all this. And that's why Rhythm has you covered, data backed, no spreadsheets, just an easy to use interface where you can find all of your bets, easiest ROI. They even identify it for you by putting a little lightning bolt there. That shows you what's most likely to hit and what Rhythm prefers based on your algorithm that you can create, by the way. If you use the code JustBaseball50, that's all caps, JustBaseball50, you get 50% off the entire year. Download now and bet smarter with Rhythm. Scott, on Monday, left-handed pitcher Inmer Lobo and right-handed pitcher Peyton Stumbo, who's going to be joining us later, was promoted to Greensboro. And then Tuesday, Richard Ramirez and Dario Francia moved from the complex to Bradenton. Eddie Reinders,
a catcher and a right-handed pitcher, by the way. Richard Ramirez is the catcher.
Eddie Reinders, who we've been high on, hit his first pro home run, 96 miles per hour out to right field. And then right-handed pitcher Jake Shirk also promoted to Greensboro. Wednesday, right-handed pitcher Xander Meath finished his rehab assignment and returned to Bradenton. And then Sung Shae Chang started his rehab assignment with Bradenton. Why don't you bring us through the rest of the week?
Yeah, Thursday, right-hand pitcher Joshua Loshorn. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, but try my best. Had his rehab transferred from the FCL to Bradenton. Friday, right-hand pitcher Colin Holderman began a rehab assignment with Bradenton. We'll get into the specifics of that when we go through the Marauders game recaps. Monday, as we already announced today, as Merlin Valdez and Omar Alfonso were promoted to AA Altoona, Johan Oviedo assigned to the FCL for his rehab assignment. First time he's thrown in quite some time. So good to see him back on the mound. And then last but not least, we've got the All-Star game coming up. The Futures game will be held in Atlanta with the rest of the All-Star festivities. The guys representing the Pirates in the Futures game will be Esmerlin Valdez and Connor Griffin. That was apparently a goal for Connor Griffin heading into the year. So goal accomplished and much more for him to accomplish this year, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Let's go to Indianapolis. They're hosted the Omaha Storm Chasers, the AAA affiliate for the Royals. Indianapolis sits at 46-34 this week. At the headlines, Billy Cook 5 for 19, 5 runs with a double and a home run, 3 RBIs. Nick York 6 for 19 with a run, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, 6 Ks, 2 stolen bases. Tuesday, Hunter Barco 6 innings, 5 hits, no earned, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Billy Cook hit his first home run back in AAA and had another stolen base. Wednesday, Dari Moreta had his 5th hold, 1 1/3, 2 earned, 2 walks, 3 Ks. And then Ronnie Simon hit his 4th home run on the year. Thomas Harrington on Thursday, 5 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned, no walks, 5 Ks, 3 home runs. Friday, Sean Sullivan went 3, 1 hit, no earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks. And then Eddie Jean, has a 2.94 ERA, and Kyle Nicholas with a 3.33 ERA. Each went 2 innings, no earned, 2 Ks. Saturday, Bubba Chandler, 3 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned, 4 walks, 6 Ks. Dari Moreta went 2, no hits, 4 Ks. And then Peggy and Sawinski each homered. And then Sunday, again, Hunter Barco keeps dealing 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, no walks, 7 strikeouts. His ERA sits at 3.69.
Awesome. Let's go to Altoona. They were in Maryland, middle of Maryland this week against the Chesapeake Bay Sox, AA affiliate for the Orioles. Altoona sits at 35-39 after this series. Tomorrow had a good week, 8 for 25, a double, a homer, 2 RBIs, a stolen base. Mitch Jeb, though, continues to struggle through the month of June, 2 for 17, a triple, 2 RBIs. His average is down to 259. Tuesday, Wilbur Dotel went 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned, no walks, 5 Ks. Ryan Harbin, recently promoted reliever, earned a hold, 1 2/3, no hits, 3 Ks. Jace Bowen and Sammy Siani returned to Altoona. Wednesday, Brandon Bidwell, friend of the show, 2 innings, 1 hit, no earned, 1 walk, 3 Ks, while Deuce Gorson went 1 for 4 in his AA debut. Thursday, Po Yu Chen went 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 5 Ks, 4 walks. And then Friday, we got Valentin Linares out of the pen, 2 innings, no hits, 4 Ks, while Mitch Jebb went 1 for 4 with a triple. Saturday, Antoine Kelly, another friend of the show, made his Double-A debut. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Good start for Antoine and Altoona. Harbin earned his second hold of the week, 1 1/3, no hits, 3 Ks, while Tamar went 3 for 5 with his 8th home run of the year, an RBI, and his 11th stolen base. To close out the week on Sunday, Wilbur Dotel pitched again, 2 2/3, 4 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Vidois earned the W, went 2 innings, no hits, 2 Ks, while Tamar went 1 for 3 with a double.
Greensboro versus the Winston-Salem Dash, the high A affiliate for the White Sox. Greensboro still killing it, 52-22. Headlining this week is Merlin Valdez, 3 for 21 with a home run, 5 RBIs. Javier Rivas, 4 for 20 with 3 home runs. Omar Alfonso, 4 for 16 with a double, a walk, and 5 Ks. And then Connor Griffin, 7 for 19, 6 runs, a home run, 2 RBIs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 4 stolen bases. Scott, he's hitting 358.
It's pretty good.
Pretty
good.
Tuesday, Connor Wheatgreaf, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks. And then Kiner Delgado hit his 10th home run on the year. Carlson Reed went 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, 2 walks, 7 Ks on Wednesday. And then Javier Rivas hit his 14th home run on the year. Friday, Connor Griffin hit another home run, had an RBI and his 9th stolen base. And then joining us later, Peyton Stumbo went 3 2/3, 2 hits, no earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks in his recent promotion. Javier Rivas hit his 15th on Friday. And then on Saturday, friend of the show, Christian Curtis, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Connor Griffin, 3 for 4 with an RBI, 2 stolen bases. And then Sunday, Wheatgreaf again, 3 innings, 1 hit, no earned, 2 walks, 3 Ks. And then Javier Rivas and Esmerlin Valdez each homered. Rivas with his 16th and then Valdez with his 20th.
Reading through these recaps, Adam, what I'm gaining is that we've established a lot of friendships. We've gained some friends this year, which is fun, So
collecting all the friends. Yep.
Collecting all the friends. Exactly. No. Let's go into Bradenton. They were at Dunedin playing the Blue Jays. They are, like Altoona, also 35-39 on the year. To highlight, Wyatt Sanford, 3 for 20 this week, 4 RBIs, 12 Ks, though, 2 stolen bases. Yordani De Los Santos had a nice week, 6 for 22, 2 homers, 3 RBIs, 3 stolen bases. Johnny Severino, 5 for 17, a double, 2 RBIs, still below the Mendoza line. And Edward Florentino, I think, is starting to figure it out. 6 for 19, 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, 3 walks, 3 stolen bases. So good to see him getting going. In Bradenton, Tuesday, Johnny Severino went 2 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs. Wednesday, Xander Meath returned, 2 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Carlos Castillo came in, though, and cleaned up 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 4 Ks. He had 6 whiffs on his slider out of the 13 that he threw. Pretty impressive. Wyatt Sanford, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and his 11th stolen base. He's already got 11 stolen bases in the short time that he's been up in Bradenton. Thursday, Colin Olderman, rehab. Want to know how it went? Well, he gave up a home run. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 earned, 3 Ks. The 1 run was a homer, probably a mistake pitch. I didn't see it, but he had 3 Ks. Edward Florentino went 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Friday, De Los Santos, 2 for 4 with his 7th homer of the year, 2 RBIs. Saturday, Matt Ager went 4 innings, 2 hits, no earned, 2 Ks. Well, David Matoma returned from the IL, got a hold, 1/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 1 earned, 2 walks, 1 K. Well, Edward Florentino went 2 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a stolen base. And then to close out the week, we had Yordani De Los Santos, 1 for 4 with his 8th homer of the year, 2 stolen bases. He's got 24 on the year. A lot of speed, as we've said many times before, down in Bradenton.
Who's our minor league player of the week, Scotty?
Well, there's a couple guys we could have gone with, but I think Hunter Barco takes the cake, man. 2 outings of 6-inning ball here. He gave up a total of 6 hits this week, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 13 Ks in those 2 starts. Lower DRA and is starting to get comfortable in AAA. good to see him getting rolling again after what we thought was a scary injury there when he got to Indianapolis.
Yeah, he's been an absolute dog. Good to see him back to form. This brings us to our next segment. But before we get into that segment, we're about to go to the Pirates game right after we record this. And it's raining outside.
Oh,
you know what I wish they had at PNC Park, Scott?
A dome, some type of coverage or something. I don't know.
Right. Who could potentially provide that type of coverage for PNC Park?
I have a friend named Tom who sells tents.
Tom's Tents.
Yeah.
Well, me personally, anytime I buy my tents for all of my tent needs, whether that be a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a quinceañera, just a good old fashioned get together, and I think weather might be an issue, or I just want to class up the event, make it nice and fancy, some nice chairs, tables, tent, lighting. I go directly to Tom's Tents. You call Tom's Tents right now, answers, couple rings. Boom. What do you need? What do you want? What's the best deal we can get you? Tom's Tents has you covered. Go to tomstenspgh.com for all your tents needs. Let them know Bucko Banter sent you. Scott, let's talk MLB draft. Who do we got today?
Today we've got a college bat. We started with a couple prep bats, but today we've got Ava Arquette. He's a popular name in this year's draft. The college bats, not many at the top of the draft. He's 6'5", 220. That's right, throws right. He, after transferring from University of Washington to Oregon State this year, he really emerged as a top prospect. He's going to be close to 22 on draft. Well, he's 21, but he's closer to 22 than 21 right now. So he's a little bit older of the college bats. Big body. When I see 6'5", 220 at him, you know, I think of Troy Tulowitzki or Michael Morse. This is a random pull.
I mean, geez, oh man, yeah,
random pull. But when I look at Ava Arquette, I'm like, well, that looks like Michael Morse. And so I guess that's the range of outcomes here, man. Because I know there's a little bit of question with the bat. The exit velos are plus raw power. But is he going to cut the swing and miss when he gets to the next level? I think the range of outcomes are quite large. He could be a Michael Morse. That's why I brought him up. Or could he be a Troy Tulowitzki? Could he be one of those other big shortstops? You can name him. So Adam, I don't know if you've watched any of his swing, but peak exit velocity at 113, averaging around 93. You expect those to go down when he gets to the big leagues. He's going to provide power, and he's an exciting bat. The contact skills are strong, although there is some swing and miss. He handles velocity and spin well. It's just a matter of, did he iron out all the woes with that chase rate? We'll see.
I think he could probably fill out that frame a little bit more, just get a little bit stronger. I know he's 6'5", 220. Probably can't add too much weight there, but probably can get a little bit stronger. That'll play a little bit more at the next level. But talk about a guy sticking on the left side of the infield. He's a magician with the glove. He had some unbelievable plays in the College World Series. Highly recommend going and watch those highlights. I don't mind taking Arquette with the pick that the Pirates have. I think he'll be off the board.
Yeah, I was under that impression too. I think most scouts I've seen think he's going to stick at shortstop. But if he doesn't, I think third base is the fallback. And that bat definitely profiles at third base. But, man, if you can have an up-the-middle bat that's 6'5", 220, produces some pop power, pretty exciting prospect right there. I'm excited for Arquette. If he lands at 6, let's just take a stab at a potential scenario here. He's available. JoJo Parker's available. Billy Carlson's available. Who do you take?
Oh, man. I like Billy Carlson a lot.
Okay.
I like Billy Carlson a lot. And I know I'm just not like that sold on the college bats.
Yeah.
Right now, if he's going to be 22 years old by the time he really completes his first professional season, kind of 1 year, 1.5 at most, right before he's able to contribute. And yeah, you're probably going to need a solid glove in the infield, but you're really banking on that hit tool to develop.
I'm scared with any bats with question marks, the Pirates developing them. That's a concern for me. I did see too, like if he was in last year's draft class, probably would have gone in the 10 to 15 range.
Right. The college bats
So
are not the strong suit this year.
yeah. So do you go with the upside pick, which is what they did last year, and boy, has it worked out for them? Or do you go with maybe a higher floor pick potentially with a college bat, quicker to the big leagues bat?
Yeah, again with the major league draft, you just never know. I really like those prep bats this year, especially
Yep.
JoJo and Billy Carlson.
Same.
Really, really good potential with the bats there, and the defense is pretty good too. So we'll see. I'm excited this next week coming up to see what develops, talk about some more of these guys, and see what happens. We'll probably go live for the MLB draft, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing something for the MLB draft. I'm excited for it. Should be fun. That's coming up quicker than we think. So going to be ramping up the draft coverage here over the next couple of weeks, especially on Down the Farm. But we'll definitely. I think the positive we can take away from the 3 prospects we've talked about so far, all shortstops, and all probably going to stay at shortstop. So
right. Exactly. All right. Well, good stuff. Let's take a break right here, Scott, and then we will be back with current Greensboro Grasshoppers pitcher Peyton Stumbo. Joining us now on Bucko Banter is current pitcher for the Greensboro Grasshoppers, Peyton Stumbo. Peyton, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
Peyton, welcome on, man, and congrats on the recent promotion to Greensboro. Had enjoyed following your career so far. Tell us, let's take a step back though. Tell us about your baseball journey and getting to the Pirates out of Nevada.
It was funny. My entire life I've been a shortstop. I went to Nevada as a shortstop throughout the year. Didn't travel, didn't do nothing really. Then my coach came up to me one year and was like, "Hey, we need you to pitch. This is what's best for the team. We need you to start pitching." He's like, "I'm going to have you throw a bullpen." So I threw a bullpen, and that was kind of it. I haven't really seen the infield after that much. But yeah, it's been a journey learning how to pitch. I've only been pitching for so long, but I mean, it's been really fun. I mean, throughout college, learning how to throw new pitches and learn how to throw harder and learn how my body moves. It's been a fun process. So, I mean, yeah, we're here now. Had a couple good seasons at Nevada. Pitching the elevation was a little tough. But I mean, I did what I had to do to get my name called. So, I mean, I'm here now and I've got my foot in the door. So that's what we're doing.
Do you have any innings in high school?
I had a few innings in high school, but I was mainly a shortstop. I mean, that's all I really did.
Gotcha. And how is, since college, being a new pitcher, how has the arsenal changed from then till now?
The arsenal has kind of been the same. It's more of changing grips and getting used to throwing different pitches, like the same pitches with different grips. They're just kind of moving more now. It's kind of hard to throw in the elevation, like making pitches move, like curveballs, sweepers, changeups. Nothing really moves in the elevation. It kind of gets caught in that thin air. But I would say I've added a slider last year. The middle of the year, I started throwing a gyro slider, and that's been one of the pitches that's been really helping me recently. I've been really trying to get the motivation and I'm just trying to trust it. That's the biggest thing, is learn how to trust these new pitches that I'm starting to throw. But I mean, having 4 pitches that I can throw for strikes at any time that I want and counts, I mean, it's huge. It really is at this level.
What would you say is the biggest adjustment so far, going from being like a newish pitcher, going from D1 ball to professional baseball?
I think it comes down to your mindset. It's whether or not you've got the right mindset to compete with these guys and knowing that you can compete with them, versus if I've got good stuff but I don't have the mentality behind it, then it's not really going to work, you know. But I think that's what I've been really doing a good job of this year, is working on my mental side of the game and just staying to it. I've been reading a lot of good books. The Mental Game of Tennis is a good book. I've been reading
Great
that. But I mean, yeah, that's what's really been pushing me this year, is it's really been the mental side of the game.
Going to the pro levels, everybody talks about the resources that you have, the analytics. How often are you relying on, going to pitch design, pitch shape, looking at that type of data in order to help your game?
You can only look at it so much, right? I mean, you can throw these like really good pitches, but like if they're not for strikes, it doesn't matter, Like I I could throw a sweeper at 20 inches of horizontal, but if it's not for a strike, then why does it matter? So you can only look at it for so long and so much. To me, I've only looked at a few things. It's like usually like the vert and kind of the spin for like my fastballs and stuff. But other than that, it's like it's got to be in the zone. That's the biggest thing.
I love that you brought up The Mental Game of Tennis. It's a great book. I pitched at the D3 level like 2013 to 16, a while ago. And I wish I had the resources that they have now, like the mental skills coaches and all. And I knew about books like The Mental Game of Tennis. How do you utilize those resources in the minor league level, like your mental skill coaches? Most affiliates have those. And also, like, how do you handle maybe high leverage situations or, when things might not be going your way mid-game?
So to start off with like the resources, I mean, we have our mental strength performance guys. I mean, they're the best.
Yeah.
Our guy, Mike Gonzalez, I mean, I talk to him after every single outing. Even if he's not with us for the week, I'll give him a call and we'll break down like what I felt, what I didn't feel, what I needed to do better. Like they're just there to talk to you. And I think that's the biggest thing is being able to like explain how you feel to them and open up to them so they can give you advice on like, hey, you should start doing this more. You should start doing this. As like if stuff starts going wrong during innings or something, I mean, it's really been like that book again, The Mental Game of Tennis. It's learning how to play unconscious and not like kind of freaking out when things go bad, like things are going to go bad for sure. You have to be able to live with it, but it's more of can you control it and then turn it into something good later on? Because not everything that bad that happens isn't bad. Like sometimes, like the other day, I had there was a play where it was a first and third, and I spiked a curveball. I was like, dang, I spiked a curveball. This guy's going to start stealing. My catcher made a really good play, threw him out at second, and now I have an opportunity to get out of this inning with no runs. And the next guy popped up, actually, and that would have been a sac fly that scored a run. So it's like not everything that bad happens is going to be bad. I mean, there's going to be so much good that comes out of some bad stuff, But I mean, no, man, it's really just learning how to like control it and not freak out because there's no need to freak out.
Absolutely. I went back and watched. Bradenton put out a highlight video of all the strikeouts that you had last year, and you mentioned like focusing on the vert when it comes to the fastball, and it looks like the velo, at least in Bradenton, was around like 92 to 94, but it looked like it was high 90s at the top of the zone. Is that like something you're focusing on, like being competitive with the fastball in the upper part of the zone?
Yeah, I mean, so that's where they like me a lot, is being able to like pitch with my fastball. I think if you can pitch with your fastball, everything else will play off of it really well. So being able to throw the fastball up and down or in and out, I mean, that really plays. So like growing up and being in college, being a shortstop, like I just had spun the ball really well. And that's kind of how it's all started. It was like, hey, you're going to be a vert guy. Like you need to throw the balls at the top of the zone. You're getting 18 to 20 inches of vert. Like that ball needs to stay at the top of the zone, and you can steal strikes at the bottom. So I mean, that's been the thing for me, is like going north and south. That's my arsenal, is north and south.
I think with baseball, and you've touched on this a little bit so far, there's so many numbers, especially for a pitcher. Coming at college level, they're starting to utilize them more and more. I don't know how much you use them at Nevada, but how do you handle that from start to start? You got Rapsodo, you got TrackMan that looks at, spin rate and where you're at in the zone and all that stuff. Do you rely more on like scouting reports of opposing hitters? Do you like mesh a little bit of everything? Like what do you do start to start?
It's really, for me, to be honest, I look at scouting reports, but I can only look at it so much. Like you really have to trust in the stuff that you have. They're trying to hit your stuff. You're not trying to stop them from hitting the ball, right? They've got to come hit you. But I mean, for me, it's like, it's the mentality behind everything. Like he's got to beat me. He's in my box. He's got to hit my pitches. He's got to hit my stuff. Like come and hit it. But I mean, growing up in Nevada, pitching in Nevada, they tried to do a lot of like scouting reports and stuff. But you see everybody all the time. Like I like to be open to like what's around me at the moment. Like you got to be in the moment. Like you can only read the scouting report so much. Like I can see that this guy doesn't like my curveball, but he could be on it that day. Or this guy gets out with sliders, or he could be hitting the slider well recently. Like you just have to be, your eyes have to be open in the moment. And I think that's the biggest part.
talking about like elevation in Nevada and the difficulties pitching there, Greensboro isn't the easiest place to pitch. And I know you've only been there for a handful of innings, but we've had Brandon Bidwell on the podcast. Christian Curtis has been on here multiple times, Antoine Kelly, and they all say like, yeah, like you can't really go out there and think about it, but you know, sometimes it's in the back of your mind. Has that ever, you know, come through your head yet in your short time there? Or
it hasn't yet. There was, I gave up a fly ball and I think in the third inning of my last outing. And I definitely, I almost thought that was going over the fence.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's there, but at the same time, it's like, there's nothing you can do about it. Right. I mean, everyone around you can see like, oh, this guy hit this ball at 85 miles an hour and it squeaked over the fence. Like that's not going to get out at a big league park, you know? So you can't really be mad at it. It's kind of just tip your cap. Like, hey, it happened, you know? But no, and I haven't really thought about it yet. I didn't think about it at Nevada at all really either. Until my junior year, I was like, dang, I got to get the ball down, or I got to get the pitches out of the zone that are 0-2. Cause I mean, these guys have metal bats. They can just flick the ball over the fence with ease, you know? But yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about it too much yet. I'm going to try not to. So,
and luckily, if you give up a homer here and there, you got dogs in your lineup that will probably get you back in it anyway. So,
100%.
But Peyton, one of the last questions we like to ask guys this year so far: who is someone that has wowed you that you've played with, a teammate? Could be a pitcher or a position player.
I think you guys know. I'm gonna say Connor Griffin, man.
Okay,
that kid's a baller, dude.
Yeah.
No, just his intensity and his work ethic and just the energy that he brings to the team. I mean, it's so fun to watch. Like, you know, he's going to perform as soon as he gets out on the field, you know, like you can count on that guy to either be in center and catch a ball on the wall, or you can make a diving play at the infield or hit a home run when you need to hit a home run, you know, but no, that guy's awesome. He's a good teammate.
Good. Yeah. We've had him on a couple of times and he seems like a stand-up guy and mature for a 19-year-old.
Oh yeah, he's very mature for his age for sure, and he's going to continue to mature. I mean, he's going to be a good player.
Awesome. Well, Peyton, we appreciate you taking a moment to join us on the show. We're looking forward to watching you throughout the year. And if we're down in Greensboro, we'll come say hi.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates and